Hey guys, and welcome to Armchair Conversations with Rob. So, these are add-ons to videos I did about foundation. And these are basically talking about some of the ideas that came to mind immediately when I thought about how we build a foundation. So, we're on the second step, and the second step to me is define. First step was desire, wanting it bad enough to do what's needed. Second step, define. So to me, define means you need to get as clear as you can in this moment about exactly what you want. Why do I say clear as you can in this moment? Because sometimes when you are beginning to build a vision of what you want, which is part of the process as well, if you haven't really ever taken the time to get clear about what you want, sometimes it goes back to the same thing that goes back with desire. You kind of want it. You know, when you're defining what it is that you know, what you want to make sure you get a good solid picture. You can't just kind of in your head see whatever. It's like, okay, it would be the same as if I said to you, I desire and I want a race car, and you bring me a Porsche, and what I really wanted was a Maserati. I may still be grateful. I mean, look at what we're talking about here, but it's not going to give me the same amount of joy as if I'd have had a clearly defined goal that I was able to state and communicate. So you want to get as clear as you can in this moment about exactly what it is you want. And that can change as your ability to define it changes, because as you define exactly what you want and you go through some of the various steps to build a foundation or to accomplish a goal for that matter, you will discover things. You know, you may find that, you did want a Maserati, but maybe the clutch is built in a way that you don't like, or maybe you're not going to like the tires, or maybe you're going to prefer a different type of an engine and maybe eventually an altogether different car. So getting clear about what you want in this moment and continuing to refine that is definitely a part of being able to work this plan to get a goal accomplished. So, first in that defining process, you want to do the concrete, tangible specifics. So, if you wanted to build a house. I mean, you're going to need to know that you need certain amounts of timbers, or you're going to need, if you're going to make it all out of concrete, or if you're going to use special materials for the floors or the ceilings or the windows, what kind of nails you're going to need, if you're going to need any nails, if you're going to use a metal in certain places and glass in others. That is to me like defining the concrete specifics, tangible specifics. That means that I'm defining the exact things that I can physically see, lay my hands on, use five senses type of stuff that's going to be a part of this finished product, this vision of my definition. You know, if I want to paint a picture, then I've got to know whether I need paint, canvas, brushes, pencils, what kind of modality am I going to use? Am I going to use certain colors? So you get the idea. So the concrete, tangible specifics are the things that you can get clear as you can in the moment about. Then next, and this is the part that makes it a little more interesting in that it may change your definitions, and it may change your visualization, and it may change the whole process and make you start over. Step 2B in the second step is the feelings you expect to feel as a result of executing the first step. So as you get to the concrete, tangible specifics that you want in the process, you also want to then move to what kind of feelings do you expect this to give you? If you want the feeling of moving fast in a car, then, obviously you're going to select a race car. And if you like a certain kind of car, if you like certain kind of speed, you're going to select certain things. You're going to make it specific. But if the feeling that you really want is the feeling of excitement or exhilaration, and let's say you jump in this race car and you're racing down the road and you get car sick, then you've obviously messed up step two in some way, and you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and redefine the tangible specifics of what it is that you want so that you can get closer to hitting the mark of your target. So the feelings you expect to feel as a result of executing. So it's kind of like, okay, sometimes let's take a negative example because people tend to listen to that. Okay, you lash out at somebody because you're pissed off about whatever. And you think that by lashing out at that person is going to make you feel better, but it doesn't. You actually feel worse now because maybe you have a conscience that doesn't allow you to do that and get away with it. Or maybe you thought that your burden was suddenly going to lift and it didn't. Maybe you thought it was going to make you feel powerful and better than someone, and it didn't. It actually made you feel less powerful, made you feel and notice just out of control you were. Um, so it didn't give you its desired result, and that's why I put the feeling aspect in step two, which is the definition or defining. Because in the defining process, you have certain feelings you're going to expect to get, and there's a possibility if you have misinterpreted that you are going to find quickly comparing what feelings you want against what you've defined that they may not match up, and you may have to go back to the drawing board. So step two, define and get as clear as you want in the moment about exactly what you want. If for some reason you get all that stuff done and then you get to the process of moving forward and you find that it changes, change it. There's no set rule that says that just because I like this today means I have to want it again tomorrow. But you do tend to eliminate that possibility of wasted effort and time by going back to the first step I talked about in another talk, which was desire. Because when you get a burning desire for the thing that you want, and it's very white hot and clear and motivating, then you're not as likely to define something that you don't want, and you're not as likely to misinterpret the feelings you're going to expect to feel, so you don't tend to ruin the whole structure from the jump and have to start over several times. It can happen to the best of us, but it's not as likely. So this is the second step. Define and get as clear as you can in the moment about it, what exactly it is that you want. Get the tangible aspects, concrete stuff that you can, five senses lined out, and what feelings that you expect this concrete stuff to give you. And then that'll lead us on to another step, which we'll talk about in another video. So thank you guys for sharing my armchair. Appreciate you stopping by. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, search engines there, you will find what you need. But just if you liked it, subscribe. Listen, guys, have a great day whenever and wherever you are, and you are appreciated, and I wish you well. Step one, step two, go for it.